My name is Joe, and I've been making cakes 20 some odd years. The greatest thing about being the cake guy, which I call myself the cake guy because I'm really not fancy and pastry chef is a little fancy for me. So I think the first time you either get to see or get feedback from the people that you made a cake for, decorated a cake for, the great thing is people get cakes for happy occasions. They're only gonna have one first birthday. They're only gonna have one 75th birthday. There's only gonna be one 50th wedding anniversary. And so when you get to be part of like the magic and the memory for that, that's something that you can really only do with cake. We're a boutique style bakery, which is just really fancy code for saying small. And I think we keep it that way on purpose. And that's so that we, make things to order, don't freeze any of our cake layers before they're made. And each customer, to me, and again, it sounds geeky, but you may make 15 cakes that day, but even after 20 some years of doing it, I kind of keep in the back of my mind that may be the 15th cake that you wrote happy birthday on that day, but that's the one cake that person's gonna get for their birthday. So it doesn't matter how many you make that day, or that week, or that month, that's the one that person's getting. And as long as you kind of keep that thought in your head, every cake's gonna be special and important. We try to meet with each person, especially if it's a big event, because some people don't even know what's possible. And when we can do that face-to-face meeting, you get to read the person and they get to find out that maybe something that they didn't even know they could get is out there and available to them. I kind of always approach it where I'm sort of, the pen and paper and they're the artist, so I'll come through with it, but try to listen to what they're trying to say and filter that through a baker's eyes, knowing what can be done. So when the two of us come together, there's gonna be something that they didn't even think that they wanted, and there's gonna be something that I didn't even think I could do, and when those two things come together, that's when the magic happens. One of the greatest things about working at the Landmark is the Landmark itself. When you come in the morning, and I always walk in the front door because I'm walking into the lobby of this amazing hotel that's just so beautiful. The people that work here, we kind of take pride in the Landmark. It's almost like an entity in itself. And I think it's perfect for the type of product that I sell. It's more upscale, it's a little more fancier. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned dessert. I keep Twinkies at home, and there's something about ripping the paper off a Twinkie, but that's not what we do here. And so I think the Landmark is the perfect backdrop for the type of product that I want to put out there. I love when I'm walking through on my way to the cake case and somebody's walking into dinner at Capers and says, oh, we had to stop in for a piece of raspberry bomb. And to hear that brings them into the hotel makes me feel like, A, I'm doing my job, and makes me feel kind of special that somebody would go out of their way to come in to have a slice of what we make here. People need to be adventurous with food. Food should be fun, not just fuel. And dessert, I think people will take a little more of a leap of faith to try it, because in the end, if it's chocolate chipotle pepper, it's still chocolate. And so, at least part of it is gonna be something you like. You can get a hold of my amazing office manager. Rachel's always ready to take care of people, and they can just call the hotel or they can dial direct at 906-315-8116 or shoot an email to joescakes@sbcglobal.net. And Rachel will get on the ball and crack the whip and make sure that in the end you have an amazing cake for whatever you need.